Greetings, greetings, and salutations. Welcome back. We're back for another round here tonight. Uh, and I want to welcome old friends and hopefully a couple of new friends. Tonight we're doing something very special, um, and that is we are hosting the first, probably annual, Philadelphia Riot Awards. For those that don't know, my hometown, Philadelphia, has suffered through two rounds of ridiculous rioting and looting in the city of Philadelphia, which has been a sight to see. As a cowardly mayor, in the form of Mayor Kenny, and a ineffectual failure of a police commissioner, basically just allowed people to riot and loot in the streets and all but forced the police to be ineffectual, to stand down and allow people to riot and loot in the streets and create all this violence and chaos and anarchy. So I thought it only appropriate that we look at the riots from a more human side. After all, with all of the quarantine and lockdowns and lack of entertainment options, the Philadelphia riots, at least for me and many, became a source of entertainment. You can sit on your couch and watch Philadelphia burn, thanks to the ineffectual, cowardly leadership of Mayor Kenny and a police commissioner. Oh, a lot of people don't know this. Our Philadelphia's current police commissioner, before she was the failure of a police commissioner for Philadelphia, was the failure of a police commissioner for Portland, Oregon. You know, where they've had now, what is it? Is it 160 days of rioting and looting and civil unrest? Yeah, she was the police commissioner there when that started, right? Now she's the failure. She was the failure. She was a failure as a police enforcement officer, a law enforcement officer. She was a total failure in Portland. So Coward Kenny decided, that's my girl. We're going to make her the police commissioner of my city. Because she did such a fucking terrible job in Portland and let all those people riot and loot and take over whole sections of Portland and just destroy that city, burn it to the ground. Is that what Mayor Kenny wants for Philadelphia? Apparently it is. But I thought we could look at these riots in Philadelphia from a more entertainment. It's entertainment, friends. This is the new world. This is the world that we live in now. We can sit on our couch and literally watch our cities burn. And boy, did Philadelphia burn for the last couple of days. That's one of the categories, by the way, for tonight's Philadelphia Riot Awards. Best riot fire. You know, I worked real hard on these categories, so I have some notes. Tonight we're going to have the Biggest Failure Award. It's probably no surprise who I'm giving that to. We're going to have an award for Most Destructive Looting. We're going to have an award for Dumbest Criminal During a Riot. We're going to have an award for the Best Reporting. We're going to have an award for the Dumbest Looters, the Best Looter. We're going to have an award for Most Romantic Marriage Proposal During a Philadelphia Riot. And we're going to have an award for the Best Cop. Oh, and I somehow missed one on here. We're going to have a Human Helper during the Philadelphia Riot Award. Because, you know, amidst all the chaos, amidst all the destruction, there was still some semblance of humanity in that sea of anarchy and destruction. And I thought it would be only fair to give, good people an award for their participation in the Philadelphia 2020 riots. And as well as found we have an award category, as I said, for the best police officer. Yeah, believe it or not, even during a riot, there are stories, good. There's an amazing story I found about an amazing Philadelphia police officer and what she did to be a good human, to help a fellow human during this destruction, this chaos, this anarchy. So we're going to start off with the biggest failure award. I don't have any media to share. I don't have statistics to share with you or any basis for which I made this or I picked this award winner. But the biggest failure of the 2020 Philadelphia RIOT Award goes to Mayor Kenny and Police Commissioner Outlaw. There has been various reports where police were ordered to disperse but not arrest rioters and looters. Just disperse them. Don't arrest them. And this got me to thinking, Mayor Howard Kenny, maybe you're, I don't know, going senile? Are you suffering from dementia? Did you forget what your job is as a mayor of a major city in the United States of America was? Did you forget what your responsibilities were? What you're tasked with dealing with? What is your responsibility? And it made me think back to second and third grade social studies, where we learned about the branches of government, right? It's the legislative branch's responsibility to make the laws. It's the judicial branch of government's responsibility to interpret the laws, and it's the executive's, your responsibility, Mayor Kenny, to enforce the laws. You do not have the power or the responsibility to interpret the laws. So for you, Howard Kenny, to just decide that you're going to not enforce the laws of a major city for a period of time, why? Because it's difficult to do so? Yeah, it would have been difficult for you as a mayor to tell those police you arrest every one of those people that's stealing a television, looting a Walmart. You had access to tremendous resources, including the National Guard. I challenge everybody, go look at all of the videos from all the rioting last night. Where was the National Guard? Oh, but we know where the National Guard was, don't we? Well, we have a good idea. I have a source which told me that there were National Guard troops that were guarding Mayor Kenny's house. Isn't that nice? So while there's a riot happening in the streets and regular people are left to largely defend themselves from the mass chaos, the rioting, the looting, the anarchy, the destruction, people setting fires, taking explosives to drugstores and automatic teller machines, Mayor Kenny's home was being guarded by the National Guard. And what else was being guarded by the National Guard? City Hall. Can't have those rioters or looters fuck up the mayor's office, and we can't have those rioters or looters fuck up the mayor's house. So that, my friends, is where the National Guard was. Because Howard Kenny, though he won't enforce the laws or help average citizens, is an elitist. He believes he's more important than you. Fuck you, peasants! I'm not letting looters and rioters near my house, but fuck you, peasants. Fuck you, peasants. I'm going to have the National Guard guard my house while you're left to defend yourself. We could also, it would be remiss if I didn't mention that Mayor Kenny is largely in support of a gun grab and taking away people's right to bear arms. While he's telling the police to stand down and not arrest everybody that are rioting and looting. And Commissioner Outlaw, you did a great job as the mayor's lackey, puppy, and pet that just does whatever he says, apparently. I mean, did you know you're the top cop in Philadelphia? It's your job to enforce the laws in Philadelphia? You too, apparently. You're in charge of the police. The order to stand down and tell the police, the average foot soldier police, the average beat cops, not to arrest, but simply to disperse the rioters and looters, had to come from your chain of command, from Kenny to you on down the line, Commissioner Outlaw. So, 2020's Philadelphia Riot Award for biggest failure during a riot in a major city goes to Mayor Kenny and Police Commissioner Outlaw. Coward Kenny and Idiot Outlaw. Great job. You guys are doing a great job. I wish I had some applause sound effects for you guys. Doing a great fucking job helping these people burn the city down. Great. Now, we're going to move on, and for the next bunch, I have media clips that we're going to be sharing. We have media clips that we are definitely going to be sharing here. So I'm going to cite fair use. Fair use, this is a transformative work. We're using these clips that we're going to be sharing for educating the public and informing the public of who's getting our riot awards. It's very important that we be able to share some things. So the first award is actually going to be for most destructive looting. And that award goes to the looters who looted the Walmart on Armingo Avenue in the Port Richmond section of Philadelphia. Again, I wish I had applause. You guys did just such a tremendous job. Initially, you busted the front windows, got in the Walmart, the looting started. People were getting free 70-inch TVs. It was beautiful. People were coming out with huge carts full of big boxes and merchandise and loaded it in their cars. And then a few police arrived and the looting just continued. And the police, there's only a few police, and there was hundreds. Some reports were up to 1,000 people took part in the looting of that Walmart on Armingo Avenue in Port Richmond in Philadelphia. What a tremendous force. 1,000 of you guys showed up for free TV day and free sneaker day. It was awesome. But not only did they do tremendous damage, some idiots trying to crawl in through the roof busted a bunch of pipes, causing tens of thousands of dollars of water damage and destroying whatever merchandise was left in the Walmart after they finished looting it. And I should mention that Walmart was not looted just once. It was looted multiple times throughout the evening in Philadelphia because the police couldn't keep up with the demand for their services. So some police would arrive, people would run out with their TVs and scurry away, load up their cars, get away, and go loot someplace else. Eventually the police would get called away from Walmart to another more serious altercation happening in the area, and the looters returned to Walmart to loot some more and some more. So we're going to cite fair use, and we're going to be sharing some great footage of those award-winning rioters and looters. Folks, these 1,000 rioters and looters really, they deserve this award. They did such a good job. They've probably caused that store, not that I'm a fan of Walmart or corporate America in general, but they probably caused that store hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of losses, and physical damage in the form of flooding destroyed most of the rest of the merchandise after the looters had their fill. We're going to cite fair use, and we are educating the public. I'm going to be sharing this. Okay, let's see if this is going to work out. I got too much loaded here. Bear with me, friends. I was kind of afraid of this. 1 second, friends. I'm going to stop this share if I can, and we'll try it again. That's right. Oh, no, I got it. Okay. Oh, just bear with me, friends. Just bear with me, friends. Technical issues. All right, let's try this again. Let me just restart this. Sometimes this share screen does not go well. Come on. There we go. Jeez. Sorry about that, friends. Let me okay. We're gonna have to try this again. Uh, one second. Oh, no, there's two of me. There we go. Now I gotta get rid of me. There we go. All right, we'll try this again. Most destructive looting award. This is going to drive me nuts. I have an echo from the first version of me that it won't let me get out. Oh, wait. I can mute the mic. That should do it. Okay. Yeah, and there's a fair use statement. Video may contain transformative or derivative work for purpose of education, commentary, and criticism. Let's get back to where I was. Okay. Still getting this echo. 1 second, friend. There we go. All right. Nope, still getting there's two of me here and I can't get rid of I can't get rid of one, so I have to listen through an echo. One second, friends. Let's try echo cancellation. There we go. Yeah? No. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna do a echo. Yeah, it's not coming through on that side. It's coming through on this side. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. I'll just deal with it. Well, you know what? I'm not going to have any guests tonight. I don't mind. Let me know if things get nutty with the audio in the live chat, please. I'm just going to take the headphones off so I won't be distracted by the echo and we'll continue rolling along here. Okay. I'm getting the clip for the best, most destructive leader award right now. Just bear with me, friends. I had everything queued up, but I had way too much stuff open, so this is what caused the problems. This is a live show, friends. These things are going to happen. Unfortunately, you know. I'd like to say that you get Truthseekers warts and all. Sometimes it's a little ugly, but we're good. We're moving forward here. All right, I'll get to that. I'm just going through a tremendous amount of audio clips and video clips. Okay. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, bear with me. I'm going to share the screen and we're going to see the most destructive. Most destructive award goes to the Walmart looters who came back many times, looted it on and off all throughout the night, then destroyed the pipes in the roof, causing tens of thousands of dollars worth of water damage. These 1,000+ rioters and did an incredible job destroying that neighborhood Walmart. I gotta hand it. I really gotta hand it. The dedication to keep coming back multiple times throughout the evening, right? Just amazing that these guys were able to do that. Yeah, an entire Walmart destroyed, completely destroyed. So the award for most destructive looters goes to the 1,000+ looters that looted the Walmart on Irving in Philadelphia. Kudos to you. Congratulations on your 2020 Philadelphia Riot Award. You did a great job destroying the Walmart. I hope you all enjoy your 50 and 70-inch free TV, speakers, your appliances, your phone. People were stealing toasters, bro. Like, how broke you got to be to go, I do. They're fucking looting that Walmart in my neighborhood. I really need a new toaster. Good job, guys. Great job. Fucking ridiculous. All right. We're going to move on here. Let's see. Okay, so we covered the 2020 biggest failure award for the 2020 riots. That was Mayor Kenny and Police Commissioner Outlaw. The most destructive looting award goes to those who looted the Walmart on Domingo Avenue in Port Richmond. And next, we're going to get to the dumbest. There were some dumb people during this event, friends. There were some dumb motherfuckers in Philly, bro. There's just a lot of dumb motherfuckers in Philly, and unfortunately, a lot of them showed up for this riot and this looting. So I'm going to find that as well. 1 second, friends. Just bear with me, and we're going to award the dumbest rioter or looter for the 2020 Philadelphia riots. Okay. Yeah. So one of the things that struck me about this next award winner is that you're in the middle of a riot, right? You know that you're in the middle of total chaos and ammonia, right? And you know that you're probably being filmed. So maybe, just maybe, it's not really a good lives matter. It's not really. It's not really a good idea, right? To be doing something illegal, especially something highly illegal that could get you many years in prison during one of these events, especially with no mask on. I didn't see many people with masks on during these riots, which was kind of amazing to me. Where were the masks? We don't know. And I don't mean medical masks. I just mean a mask. If you're going to be doing like shit and a riot, probably want to put a mask on just to try to, hide your identity so that you're not identified and given. Where I've had a real trouble here finding this one. God damn it. I apologize, friends. I have all this stuff all queued up, way too much stuff open. So, Yeah, I must have missed it. We got to go back. So, friends, if you have any suggestions for other riots in Philadelphia awards that we could give, that may be helpful. I'm sure that there's going to be riots. So these awards are just for the riots that we had in the last 2 days. I have not checked in to see if the rioting is continuing tonight. My guess is going to be, yeah, it's going to continue. So, and also I wanted to say, I guess I approach uncomfortable subjects and things that give me anxiety with some degree of humor. And, that helps me to get through things. I'm looking through so many different clips. You have to bear with me. While I'm looking through this, it would be important for me to mention some Philadelphia riot news. I'm not sure if the riots are going to continue tonight. Two items of news of worthwhile news when it comes to the Philadelphia riots is two things. First, the governor has declared a state of disaster in Philadelphia. So, I mean, we already knew it was a state of disaster. We already knew that the city is a disaster, but now it's official. And Governor Tom Wolf has declared Philadelphia a disaster. So that allows them to have additional resources for Kenny to squander and not do anything with while the city burns. Isn't that great? And the second item worthy of note is that the city has imposed a 9 p.m. curfew on every 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. So, uh, yeah, it's interesting. Like, what do they think that does? If people are in town looting, they go, well, we were going to loot, but there's a curfew tonight, so we better not. They didn't enforce looters. You think they're going to enforce? You think they're going to enforce a curfew? Other worthy news: they destroyed the TD Bank on Domingo Avenue in Port Richmond. Among all the looted businesses across Philadelphia's Port Richmond neighborhood is the TD Bank. Thousands of dollars in damages to the bank. It's two ATMs. Yeah. So today, when people get cash or even go to the bank, it's thanks to these rioters, these looters that have destroyed the place. Okay. Maybe they were taken down. Damn it! I lost the clip for the dumbest criminal. All right, we're going to come back to that. We're going to skip to dumbest looters. The dumbest 2020 Truthseekers, dumbest looters during the Philadelphia Riot Award. And I'm going to award that award. I had a lot of thought. I had to think. I watched a lot of looting videos, figure out which one of these motherfuckers in Philadelphia were the stupidest. But I finally made a decision. I'm proud to say that I came to a final decision. So I'm going to share the screen here. Okay. And here we go. The dumbest motherfuckers. That's actually not to be like Samuel L. Jackson, but I think that the award really it means more if you give it the motherfucker in the title. So we're going to title this award the dumbest motherfuckers in the Philadelphia Riot Awards. Excuse me, the dumbest motherfuckers during the 2020 Philadelphia riots and looting goes to these dumb motherfuckers who looted a dollar store. Bro, if you're that fucking stupid to risk criminal prosecution so you can steal items from a dollar store, you deserve to be in prison. That is a stupid fucking thing to do. Do you realize what criminal trespass alone is as a charge? It's a felony. You could be a felon for the rest of your life for going into a dollar store during looting and stealing from a dollar store. Let's share this. Just brilliant. Brilliant. I wish I had the applause. The 2020 dumbest motherfuckers during the Philadelphia riots award goes to these dumbasses that are looting a fucking dollar store. Dollar Tree. Sorry, let's give them their due. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There's multiple footage of them looting that dollar store. Couldn't believe it when I saw it. Somebody really needs to explain to those people what happens, right? Like you can't rob a dollar store, bro. It's the same criminal charges for robbing a dollar store as it is for robbing a 70-inch TV from a Walmart. So I say go for the big ticket items, right? If you're gonna loot, go for the good stuff. Loot effectively, right? Loot the big ticket items. Don't fucking go get dollar store shit while you're trying to be a looter. I almost want to call that award the worst looters, right? The least successful looters. Oh, and I'm so happy because we found our dumbest criminal during the Philadelphia riots award winner. There's two of them, and we're going to share that next. Okay, friends, let me share my screen. This is disturbing audio. Some of the violence that took place against police. Again, mentioned you're in the middle of a looting riot in Philadelphia. There's cameras everywhere. You can look around and see people filming you with their cell phone. You don't do a highly illegal act in that environment. If you do, you're a dumb motherfucker. So again, not to keep going with the Samuel Jackson theme, but I think the award, it just sounds better when you put the motherfucker in there, right? Just sounds better. So the 2020 Philadelphia Riot Award for the dumbest motherfucking criminal goes to these two assholes. These two assholes were standing in front of a huge line of police, and one of them starts goading the other one on to try and knock one of those motherfuckers out. But that's not quite what happened. So, God, I'm so proud of these two. They really excel at being fucking hoodlums and fucking scuzzballs and the dredge of human society. They really did a great job at reinforcing people's beliefs that some people in the ghetto are just fucking animals. Just fucking animals. They did a great job, friends. So congratulations to these two motherfuckers that deserve the 2020 Philadelphia Riot Dumbest Motherfucking Criminal Award. We're happy to give it to you. Congratulations, you two. All right. Jeez, I hope this is the right one. Oh, yes, it is. This is the right one. Here we go. I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble because I don't have any headphones. Can't hear it. Yeah. All right. So there's two dumb motherfuckers that were given this award to. One of them is a little scrawny guy, but he seems to have a big friend. It's like Pinky and the Brain. One of them's muscle and one of them's the brain. And the scrawny motherfucker decides that he's going to tell the big motherfucker and knock that motherfucking cop out. And it does not go well for these two assholes. We talk long enough. Hit him, knock him out. Didn't go well. Who decides to punch a cop in the face in front of 25 other cops? This dumb motherfucker right here. And his dumb motherfucker friend go to the moment. Congratulations, you get the 2020 Philadelphia Riot Dumbest Motherfucking Criminal Award for 2020. I'm so proud of these two. They did such a good job being dumb motherfucking criminals, dumb enough to punch a fucking cop in the face in front of 50 other cops and think that would be okay. Here's the problem. By Coward Kennedy standing down by a cowardly police commissioner that will not enforce the law, last time, during the first round of riots, you taught these people that the police can't do anything, that the police can't stop them. You emboldened them to increase their level of violence, to increase their level of civil disobedience, to increase their level of rioting, looting, and anarchy. Coward Mayor Kenny and the idiot outlaw police commissioner in Philadelphia created this environment where these young men thought that they could just punch a police officer in the fucking face in front of 50 other police officers and get away with it. So while these two get the award for 2020 Philadelphia riot, dumbest motherfucking criminals, I have to say that they were thoroughly assisted and helped along by coward Mayor Kenny and idiot outlaw police commissioner. They created this environment where these people think that they can just punch a police officer in the face in front of cameras and in front of 50 other police officers and get away with it. That's the lesson that Coward Kenny and idiot outlaw are teaching these people. Didn't go so well. They're both fucking prisoners. And in fact, at the time of this broadcast, a source close to Philadelphia Police Department told me that they were still in custody, as well they should. But congratulations, these are our awards tonight. This is an award for the dumbest fucking criminal during the Philadelphia riots. God, I have not seen stupidity this stupid for years. These guys really deserve this award for being dumb motherfuckers. Congratulations. Congratulations. I thought that for a prize maybe we could bail them out. I'm not. Fuck them. Let them rot me. Let both of them rot that. Oh, looks like somebody got hurt. It wasn't the cop that big dude was trying to knock me out. Barely grazed that cop. All right. Moving on. First, I want to check in. Yeah. We're going to check out with the live chat and just give some shout outs. We had Carol Utley in the live chat. Shout out to Carol Utley. Shout out to Out of Mind. Shout out to Genocide. I still owe you a Genocide show about nothing. It's coming, bro. It's coming. It's for you. We have more for James in the live chat. I haven't seen you in some time. Who? Mortar and James. I didn't know this. What do you think about Bug calling you a jerk? Send me a link. I love it when people call me a jerk. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know that I was called a jerk. For what? Okay. Six Design is here. Shout out. Miguel Chipote is here from Facebook live broadcast. Welcome, Miguel. See you here. KB is here. Shout out to KB. Mario Heat is here. Shout out to Mario Heat. I think we mentioned Carol Utley. Genocide BGs is here. Welcome, BGs. Melissa is here. Aaron O'Brien saying hello from the Facebook live chat. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. J. Matthias is here. Probably a new user. I haven't seen you in some time. So we'll do our shout outs. I want to welcome everybody that's here, especially old friends, hopefully new friends. We're going to move on to our next award. Okay. I'm going to have to find this one now. Damn it. Oh, I have it. No wonder I'm having issues. I think I can fix that. I hope so. Ah, did we freeze? No, there we go. All right, good. All right, I'm getting our award winner for Best Reporter is up next. Best Reporter for the Philadelphia 2020 riots is up next. You know, I have to say there was some very brave reporting. I was impressed by some of the reporting that we saw during the 2020 Philadelphia riots. Some very brave reporters right there on the ground decided that they were going to go and cover the events as they happened. Um, I saw so many clips of different people, so many clips of different people. Um, one second, I'm going to find the video. Okay. All right. So I had a really tough decision to make. This was kind of a serious one. I wanted to give a real award during the Philadelphia 2020 riots. So for the first annual, notice I said annual Philadelphia Riot Awards. Hey, they may become monthly. We might have monthly Philadelphia Riot Awards for all we know. I'm sure it probably will be at least annually. We've had two sets of rioting and looting events this year, one in May, the end of May, beginning of June, and now, uh, here in October. So that's every 6 months, right? But I think the looting and rioting may continue and intensify both in frequency and duration and in intensity. Um, but throughout my coverage, I did 7.5 hours of live coverage of the Philadelphia riots, but I did so from the safety and comfort of my nice home office. I wasn't on the ground. I have much respect for the people that went there and reported on these things from the ground. The most impressive one that I saw was a man named Elijah Schaefer. You can follow him on Twitter. It's at Elijah Schaefer. If somebody from the live chat, or I'll put it in there. I'll put his Twitter in the live chat. You guys should give him a follow. I just clicked follow, and I am now following him. Brave young man decided to go right to where they were looting and rioting, and he was like right next to them in the stores while they were rioting and looting. And because of that, they beat the shit out of him. A reporter. They beat the shit out of a reporter reporting on the riots and the looting, which I found tragic. But this brave young man he truly deserves the 2020 Philadelphia Riot Awards award for Best Reporter. So congratulations to Elijah Schaefer. I'm going to share the video of him getting the shit beat out of him. And this is from his Twitter. Oh, wait a second. Let's try this again. Geez, I do this a lot. Let's try that again. Make sure that we get the audio so that we can hear him getting the shit beat out of him as well as see him getting the shit beat out of him. I think it's important to, all right. So this is Elijah Schaefer. He says, tonight I was jumped by BLM rioters while covering the civil unrest in Philadelphia. Make sure that's up. We're going to see the moment in which he got the shit beat out of him for covering the rioters and looters. By the way, this is the runners-up for the stupidest looter awards. People looting a Five Below, risking criminal prosecution to steal from the Five Below.
Oh, don't shut the door. We need this door open.
I almost gave that guy an award for just being the best looting facilitator because he was trying to make sure the door always stayed open and make looting easier. Great help that guy was.
We need this door open.
This is Elijah and his cameraman coming in the Five Below, by the way. Here they're about to beat his ass. Here they're beating his ass, punching him in the face. They caused him significant injuries. I believe he had to visit the hospital and get stitches on his lip. He's probably going to need some dental work because they knocked one of his teeth out, I believe, as well. Well, good for him. Elijah, you get our 2020 Philadelphia Riot Reporter of the Year. Or let's say for October, because we may have to do Philadelphia Riot Awards in November, too, for all I know. But at least, hey, you have our respect. Being an independent media person myself, I believe he's an independent media person. Great guy. He covers riots and Black Lives Matter all over the country. So congratulations, Elijah Schaefer. You are our 2020 Philadelphia Riot Reporter of the Month award winner. You deserve it. You took a couple of shots in the mouth for it. You know, you got punched in the fucking mouth to report the truth. You deserve this award. Congratulations, Elijah Schaefer. All right, we're going to move on now. We're going to move on to our next award, our next category in the Philadelphia Riots 2020 Riot Awards. Okay, so we've got Best Reporter down. We did the dumbest looter, the best looter. All right, we have to talk about this. During my live coverage, I decided that we had to name somebody an MVP. Like, this guy went above and beyond in looting. Like, I was so impressed with his drive and his dedication that we gave him an off-the-cuff award last night. But, you know, I really thought that while we're doing the 2020 Riot Awards, we really should play the clip of him again and recognize the passion and the dedication of Philadelphia, the 2020 Philadelphia Riots Best Looter of October Award, okay? It was tough. There was some good competition in this year's looting and rioting. I saw a guy get away with three 70-inch Vizio big screen TVs from the Walmart on Ermingo Avenue. He loaded them onto the top of his car and drove off, somehow weighted them down. That was the runner-up. He deserves to be recognized. We'll call him the 2020 Philadelphia Riot Award runner-up. That would be the guy who got three 70-inch Vizio TVs out of Walmart and got them on his car and got out of the parking lot. That guy showed a lot of dedication. But I thought that the best looter of the 2020 October Philadelphia riots had to go to washer guy with a hand truck. What do I mean? I mean that our award winner was so passionate, so dedicated to looting and looting well. Like, he didn't want a Vizio free TV, a 70-inch TV from Walmart. I guess he didn't need a 70-inch TV from Walmart. So he got a lot of points for practicality because this guy decided he needed a washing machine. And he knew they were rioting stores, and one of them had appliances, and he needed a washing machine. Maybe him and his wife, maybe him and his girlfriend, I don't know. But the dedication and the passion that this man showed in rioting and looting during this Philadelphia riot and looting event was truly remarkable and impressive, and I thought worthy of an award. So, my friends, the 2020 Philadelphia Riots of October Best Looter Award goes to Guy with a Hand Truck Stealing a Washer. I wish you deserve this award, bro. You did such a great job. And again, we're going to cite fair use and we're going to show the clip because it is just brilliant. And the dedication, the passion. He brought a fucking hand truck with him. All right. That takes pre-planning. That takes premeditation. That takes a guy with a plan. This man didn't go in there half cocked with a fucking trash bag filling up shit from a dollar store. No. This guy didn't go into Walmart just grabbing boxes of shit. No, he had a fucking plan, okay? This guy had a plan. He knew he was going to need a hand truck. You can't carry a fucking washer home during a looting and rioting event in Philadelphia. You need a fucking hand truck. You need a hand truck. I don't know if he stole the hand truck too, where he got the hand truck from, but the 2020 Philadelphia riot of October Best Looter Award goes to Guy with a Hand Truck Stealing a Washer. Hands down. Congratulations, Guy with a Hand Truck Stealing a Washer. I could not believe the dedication that he showed bringing a fucking hand truck. He had a pre-plan, man. He had to plan things out. He had to decide the best way to get him a fucking washer, and he was successful. He got that fucking washer. Listen, with that kind of ambition, he might be able to get a job someday. You never know. Look at this glorious award winner. Look at this fucking beautiful looter. What a great job he did. He brought a fucking hand truck to a looting event in Philadelphia and stole him a washing machine. God damn it. Congratulations to the 2020 Philadelphia October Riots Best Looter Award winner. You deserve it, bro. This is fucking beautiful, man. Such passion, such pre-planning, such a fucking execution of that plan. Congratulations to hand truck guy stealing a washing machine during the Philadelphia riots and looting. You deserve this award, bro. You deserve it. Congratulations. Got to say that was one of my favorite. I'm so happy that I could give an award to him. He deserves it, friends. He deserves it. He did a great job looting. You know, some of these guys, they just go in there off the cuff. They don't even know what they're stealing. This guy knew exactly. I got to get me a fucking washer. I'm going to take a hand truck in there. I'm going to find a washer. I'm going to load it on that fucking hand truck. And then I'm going to push it all the way home. This fucking guy deserves this award. This guy, congratulations, guy with a hand truck stealing a washer. You truly deserve this award. Okay. All right, now I have to find something. 1 second. I got all discombobulated here and one second, friends. I'm trying to find. Yes, I've got it. Oh, this is going to be a fun award. Along with the anarchy and the chaos and the violence and the people throwing bricks at police officers or punching police in the face, you know, there were some good things that happened during this event. There were some good things. All right, 1 second, friends. Let's see if I can get out of this. So, award is for the most during riot in Philadelphia. That's right, friends. All the chaos, amidst all the controversy and the anarchy, there was some love going on. And I think that that is a beautiful thing. It shows that the Philadelphia riot is crazy destruction and people destroying shit. And, there's some love. There was some love during the Philadelphia riots. There really was. All right, let me get out of some things here. Okay. Things are running a little slow. Okay, here we go. Okay, and I have a story that I'd like to read. In Philadelphia, okay. This happened in West Philadelphia. So couple gets engaged amid protest in West Philadelphia. Oh, I got the wrong story here. Let me find the other one. I'm sorry, friends. There's two stories. One of them's got a picture. So we got to get back to the one with the picture. All right, 1 second, friends. Just bear with me. There we go. All right, let me get here and share this. What a romantic story, right? Amidst all the chaos, all the anarchy, all the destruction, people throwing bricks at cops, there was some love happening in this Philadelphia riot. There was some love happening during this Philadelphia looting, right? So romantic of a setting. Why not propose to your future wife in the middle of a Philadelphia riot? Keep it classy, Philadelphia. So I found this story and I thought it was worthy of an award. So we're going to give an award for the most romantic wedding proposal during the October 2020 Philadelphia riots. Philadelphia man proposes during protest near line of cops. Okay. This engagement was a riot. A Philadelphia man shocked his girlfriend during ongoing protests over the deadly police shooting of Walter Wallace, getting down on one knee and proposing in front of a line of cops brandishing riot shields. Maurice Small, 32, was still holding a cigarette in his hand when he made his romantic gesture in the city of brotherly love, asking his girlfriend of 8 years, Tanisha Pennington, for her hand in marriage Tuesday night. Protesters broke into cheers and cries of congratulations as the couple hugged, with video footage panning around to show more than a dozen officers holding shields to block a nearby intersection. Showing off her ring, Pennington started a chant of Black Lives Matter, according to a video shared by the Philadelphia Inquirer. My name is Tanisha Pennington, but it's going to be Tanisha Small, the excited bride-to-be said, according to Jason Peters, a local podcaster who also filmed the proposal. So, God damn it, amidst all this destruction and protesting and violence and anarchy, Tanisha Pennington and Maurice Small got engaged to be married. Congratulations to the bride-to-be and the groom-to-be. We here at Truthseekers are so happy to award you with Most Romantic Wedding Proposal during the Philadelphia Riot Award. You deserve it. We wish you a whole lot of happiness and, I hope you go to protests maybe you could get married at the next riot, right? That would be great. So that's our award for most romantic proposal during a Philadelphia riot. They deserve it. Congratulations, you two. So happy for you. Okay, moving right along. Moving right along, friends, we have just a few awards left to give for the Philadelphia 2020 October Riot Awards. Okay, this one's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough. I have to find the next award. Yeah. Okay, just bear with me, friends. Yeah, and I had to say, there's some honorable mention for dumbest criminal. Anastasia Duda, or is it Duda? Duda, on Facebook commented on a thread involving our show tonight and said, laughing my ass off. The dumbest criminal is the guy who told the cops he loaded his car with stolen stuff, and then he was mad that someone stole his car. Yeah, he was a runner-up, Anastasia. Absolutely, he was a runner-up. So, but let me see. Let me get to our next clip. Okay. Amidst the carnage and the chaos, I thought it wouldn't be fair if we didn't recognize some good people. So amidst the carnage, the chaos, the destruction, the anarchy, a gentleman was pulled out of his car and shot by my sources 5 times, left in the street to die. And our award winners stepped in. You know, during a chaotic event like this, you see somebody shot on the ground, you might just keep going. And it's alarming to see a man shot and dying and bleeding on the ground and cars just driving right by him, not stopping. But some good Samaritans and passerbys did stop and get him help, got police, and helped the police get him into a police car and take him to a hospital. I tried to reach out to find out the condition of the man or if he survives. I believe that he did, but I don't have confirmation of that. But I still think that the 2020 Philadelphia riot human helper during the riot award is going to go to these people. I found a clip of these people helping him, and we're going to share that. Okay, 1 second, friends. Let's see if we can get it here. And this is from the webpage, Philly Uncensored News, Rants, and Rumors. I'm going to cite fair use. This is a transformative work. We're educating the public about who our 2020 Philadelphia Riot Award winners are. And I think it's fair to share this video. So this, again, is a man who was pulled from his car, shot multiple times, and left on the street to die. The assailants took his car, and he was left on the street to die. I found it somewhat encouraging that during this chaotic event, a lot of people stopped to try to help this man. So they're going to get our award for being humans during a chaotic Philadelphia riot. You deserve this award. I'm glad to see there's still some good people. Even in the worst of situations, there is still some good people, right? So this is our award winners. We're going to see what happened.
Ooh. Ooh. Hello. No, right here. You want to make a man? He's supposed to
I just want to mention the approximate location of this event is at Armingo and Tioga, which is about 6 blocks from my old house in Philadelphia. This is right in my old neighborhood in the shopping district. You know, it's crazy to see something like this happen. A man shot and presumably killed, or maybe he was almost killed. I believe that he survived. Somebody told me that he did survive. Or there's comments on the thread that seem to indicate that he was taken to received medical attention and did survive. But he could have easily bled out on the street if these people didn't stop, call for assistance, and try to get him help. So you people, that want to defund the police, remember, this is some of the things that police do. Defund them, and who's going to come and help you when somebody's bleeding to death in the middle of the street?
Damn, this shit's crazy. Armingo and Castor. Yeah, they shooting.
I'm sorry, so it's Armingo and Castor, not Armingo and Tioga.
Yeah. Ooh. Pull him! 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 My leg! Fuck your leg! Come on! Give me your hand! 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 Stand up! Stand up! Stand up!
Can I go with y'all? Y'all taking him to jail?
Damn! Got shot.
By who though? Like random?
They ran. They ran. Damn, that's crazy. They took his car.
Yeah, so this man was carjacked. They pulled him out of his car, shot him, left him to die in the street, and took his car. Boy, this is a somber one, but 2020 October Philadelphia Riot Award goes to these people for being human and helping this fellow human that could have bled out and died on the street if not for their intervention. They deserve to be recognized for being human and helping a fellow human during a disastrous time, during this horrific event that an entire city suffered through in the last few days. So congratulations, you get the 2020 Philadelphia October Riot Award for being human. You deserve it. All right, friends, we're coming up rapidly on our very last award. I thought it would be best to end on a high note. So I'm going to present my favorite story and award from the 2020 October Philadelphia Riots Awards. There were so many stories of police being good police during this event. It's easy to shout, "Cops in my hood, no good," right? It's easy to chant, "Fuck the police," right? It's not easy to recognize that police are human too. There's a human side to the story of how they decided that they were going to dedicate their life to try to help people, to protect and serve. And I think that gets forgotten during events like this. Suddenly, police have become the enemy. It would be dishonest for me to say that I was entirely trustful of many police, but I think that largely a lot of them are good people. You don't decide to dedicate your life to helping people and protecting people's safety, putting your own life at risk, unless you're at least a decent person. That gets forgotten. Also forgotten is that I think a lot of people get wrapped up in these events. And in one neighborhood, the adults in the neighborhood apparently were so busy throwing bricks at police, assaulting police, and chanting "fuck the police" that no one noticed something. No one noticed a scared, crying little African-American boy walking around near broken glass in a rioted neighborhood where riots were taking place and violence was taking place. There was broken glass all over the place. And there was a scared little African-American boy crying with no shoes on, no coat, looking for his mother. And the adults, I guess the adults in the neighborhood were too busy throwing bricks at police and didn't notice this child crying with no shoes and socks on, walking around in a dangerous neighborhood that had just suffered all this violence. And there was broken glass and hazards everywhere. But this scared little child, he found help, or help found him. And so I'm going to give the Best Police Officer Award to this police officer. 1 second, I'm going to share my screen and we'll tell a little bit more of this incredible story. Okay. Geez, I hate when that happens. Let me see if we get the right one here. No, that's the wrong one. All right. We'll try that one more time, friends. Please bear with me. All right, now I got you. Now I got you. So this was posted. This is a great story, and it was posted by Andre Boyer. Serpico News right in your face. A child with no shoes in the midst of a catastrophe finds safety in the arms of a woman in blue. A child left in the streets of Philadelphia during the looting and robbing mayhem, wandering aimlessly, looking for his mommy with no socks or shoes. But through all the mayhem finds hope and love, with broken glass all around, fires being set, and businesses getting vandalized. One small, beautiful African-American baby boy in the midst of this insane horror and madness somehow finds safety in the arms of an angel, shielding him with her body. Like a lion watching over her cub, holding him tightly in her arms as if this beautiful baby was her very own. Officer Kelly Lee, you are more than just a hero with a badge and gun. All that is going on in Philadelphia right now, you brought for a brief moment a bright light to shine on Philadelphia, if only for just a moment. Cops were seen in a different light. Words cannot express the emotions and power one photo has as you see this child holding on, scared and lost. Officer Kelly Lee, you are not just a Philly cop, but a hero in the darkness. God bless this awesome Philly cop. So our award for the October Philadelphia 2020 Philadelphia Riot Awards for Best Police Officer is going to Officer Kelly Lee, who found this child in the midst of that mayhem and took care of him, protected him. To protect and serve, that is their mission. And here, friends, we see this beautiful police officer taking care of this beautiful African-American boy. You see, it's a white officer and a black or African-American baby boy. But I don't think that race mattered in this moment. She would have done the same for any child. And the scared little boy, unable to find his mommy in the midst of this chaos, found Officer Kelly and found safety and found some hope. I'm told that the child was returned to his family after being checked out by EMTs and medical personnel and taken care of by this police officer. So I want to commend this officer and give them the 2020 Philadelphia October Riots Best Police Officer Award. She truly deserves it. And these are the stories that get lost when people are off in the streets chanting "fuck the police" and "pigs in my hood, no good." Where were they while this child was lost and frightened and alone and scared? No socks or shoes on, in the middle of all that broken glass, in a bad neighborhood, in the middle of a looting, riot, mayhem, anarchy mess. Where were they? They didn't help him. This police officer did. I think they should remember that the next time they're chanting "cops in my hood, no good." I think they should remember that the next time they're throwing a brick at a police officer or chanting "fuck the police." Congratulations. Congratulations to our officer here, Kelly Lee. You deserve every bit of praise for what you did for that young boy. And I'm glad that there's police officers like you in the world. It reinforces my belief that, sure, There are some police officers that should be removed from the force. There are some police officers that have no business wearing that badge and having that gun. And we have problems that need to be dealt with. But we have to remember the good police officers, like Officer Kelly Lee. We have to remember people like Kelly Lee in this discussion, in this debate, in this divisive turmoil that we're living through. We have to remember police officers like Kelly Lee. And with that, friends, that's our final award for the 2020 October Philadelphia Riot Awards. I want to thank all of our award winners. They all deserve, each of them deserves an award in their very own way for participating in the 2020 October Philadelphia Riots. It's my privilege and honor to present these awards tonight. Every one of these people that got an award truly deserved it. And with that, my friends, I'm going to turn my total attention to the live chat. And we can have a discussion or whatever you guys want to do. I've solved my echo problem. The problem was I had 2 instances of StreamYard open, so I apologize. I want to welcome any new friends to our show who haven't seen our show before. Today was a little different of a show. Usually we cover many fringe topics, but for the last several days, being a former Philadelphia resident, I was born and raised in Philadelphia, just moved out 2 years ago. I moved out of Port Richmond, where all the rioting, well, where the greatest amount of rioting and looting took place. That's where I lived, Port Richmond. So I thought this was personal to me, this story, and we wanted to cover it here. And we did. Normally we cover a little more fringe and conspiracy topics, but I felt a personal connection to this story. So friends, that's it for the 2020 October Philadelphia Riot Awards. Who knows? We might be doing a November Philadelphia Riot Awards. This may become a usual thing for us. I am glad you're all here. And yes, there's a comment from the live chat from Jonaside says, I like you're trying to find humor in all of this. Yeah, I have always approached life when things make me uncomfortable or give me anxiety. I try to find humor in it. It's probably, well, it depends on who you ask. It's either a character flaw or it's a coping mechanism. I think the latter in this case. So any comments, questions for me, feel free to put them in the live chat. Melissa says, could say that some cops caused this. While most cops were good, but it only takes one instance of bad behavior to take down everything that was good. The bad cops caused the good cops to fall too. Yeah, one rotten apple does spoil the bunch, I suppose. But in regard to, at least in the case of this latest round of Philadelphia riots, a career criminal was holding a knife, advancing towards 2 police officers who had guns drawn on him, ordering him to put the knife down. That's a deadly weapon. He refused to put the knife down. They shot him. Unfortunately, he died. I believe it was a justified use of force. I believe it was their only option, given the circumstances that they were confronted with. And a question that I asked last night during my live riot coverage is this going to happen every time somebody gets shot, even if they deserve it, even if they brought it on themselves, even if it was an appropriate use of force? Are we just going to have riots in the streets and looting every time that happens? Because if so, we're never going to have peace. We're never going to have peace. You cannot have a civil society without law enforcement. So all these idiots that want to defund the police or say stupid shit like, well, this was a mental health problem. He had mental health problems. They should have sent a social worker. What the fuck is a social worker going to do when somebody's holding a knife on people? They're going to call the police. Ask a social worker. That's what they do in a dangerous situation. They don't deal with a guy wielding a knife with mental problems. They call the police to deal with the threat. But we want to castrate the police. We want to take away their ability to use chokeholds or use whatever tactics they can to force somebody into a peaceful situation that's creating a violent situation. This being said, yeah, some police are problems and should be removed. There should be a policy, a national policy for that. There should be a mechanism by which any police officer that does not live up to certain standards is eliminated from their role as a police officer, is effectively fired, removed, whatever you want to call it, retired. We don't need police officers that don't follow policy, do their job well, appropriately use force where necessary. We don't need those kind of police. There's other people that will take that job and do it better. A lot of competition for jobs right now. And being a cop is a really tough job, but it pays well and has good benefits. You'll be able to fill those positions if you have to fire some people that don't live up to certain expectations. I am all for that. All for that. And Dan Hogan here. Dan Hogan is here. Shout out to Dan Hogan. Dan Hogan says, one bad cop doesn't equal stealing TVs from Walmart and burning shit to the ground. I agree with you. I agree with you. You can't let people do it. Six's Design says, but it does, Dan, in their minds, till one of them actually needs the police, then the police are good. Yeah, you ever notice police are assholes till you really need one. And then, holy shit, does your attitude change? God, we got to call the cops. We need help here. Well, I thought cops were pigs. I thought cops were evil. I thought fuck the police. Oh, until you need help. And then cops, oh shit, we got to get a cop here. Yeah, there's a double-edged sword there. Melissa says, Dan Hogan, no, that's just an excuse. The people doing that had it all along. It was just repressed, I guess. It doesn't just show up from one day to another. That's an education problem. Sixth Design. What do you got? Like the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome solution to the problem. Pile them all in a massive barrel and let them all go at it. There is no need to destroy everything around them. Yeah. How about that? 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Let's just do the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome way of dealing with this issue, this problem, right? I am all for that. Take all the protesters and all the rioters, drop them off on a remote island, and let them all figure it out. Yeah, that would be a good solution. So, yeah, Jonaside, when I stopped dealing with drugs, I no longer worry about the police. Yeah, I guess so, right? I don't worry about police. I got to tell you, though, the cabin, there's like weird, it's just weird police to me because they're like local, yokel, kind of hillbilly police is the only way I can describe it at the cabin in the Poconos. So you get pulled over. It's like weird. They got like a Jeep, it doesn't even look like a cop car really, but they got like slapped on the side of it, like police, and it's weird there. And that made me a little nervous. Got pulled over once, and but I wasn't doing anything, so I didn't really worry too much. But it still makes me nervous. It always makes me nervous when you get pulled over by a cop. Like, shit, what I do? Am I going to get a ticket? Yeah, and that's another discussion that we really should have. People need to be taught that when you get pulled over by the police, you put your hands on the steering wheel. You don't make sudden movements. You don't go digging in your glove box for your papers or reaching for your wallet. When the policeman comes, this is how I was taught by my father who had cop friends. When the policeman comes to your window, you keep your hands on the steering wheel. You let him know if you do have a weapon and a license for a weapon in the vehicle for his own safety and yours. That's the first thing you should do. If you have a weapon, let him know. Next, if he asks you for your license and registration, you tell him where it is. In other words, if it's in your wallet, if he asks for your license and registration and it's your wallet, you say, sir, my license and my registration is in my wallet. It's right in my front pocket. I don't have a weapon in my front pocket. Is it okay with you if I retrieve that for you? You let them know what you're going to do. Police are very nervous during traffic stops. They don't know if you're going to shoot them, pull out a gun from your front pocket when you apparently appear to be reaching for a wallet, right? If it's in your glove box, you say, sir, my registration, my wallet's in my my driver's license is in my wallet in my pocket here. Is it okay if I get that for you? And my registration and insurance is in my glove box. Can I reach over and get that for you? The cops appreciate that you are letting them know you're no threat. You're just getting the paperwork. They relax a little. You relax a little. I think a lot of problems with traffic stops, especially with police, are stupid people that do stupid things, spook the cop, and he reacts inappropriately, misinterpreting the intentions of the person in the vehicle. There's a lot of cases about that. Mario Heat says Battle Royale. Yeah, I love this new avatar too. What the hell is that? Oh, I know who that is. Nice Mario Heat. But when you come to my show, you should have an avatar of me, right? That would be the fair thing to do. No, I don't care. Six Design says, I know some people that live deep in the hills. Yeah, you could certainly call them hillbillies. Yeah, my police friend said the same thing. You inform them of what you are doing and why. Yeah, and some people don't understand that, but like, let's say the cop gets out of his car and he shines his flashlight in your car and he sees you reaching down. He doesn't know if you're reaching for a gun or your license. He has no idea. So you don't reach for anything. When you get pulled over, you leave your hands on the steering wheel. You wait for him. Yes, sir. No, sir. You'd be surprised what a little respect towards a police officer will get you. I'm sure I was speeding one time. And I don't mean a little bit of speeding. I mean, like I was 20 over the limit. And I just, yes, sir. No, sir. He asked me if I was in the military, probably because I was yes, sir, no, sir. Anyway, he let me off with a warning. So a little bit of respect towards a police officer can go a long way. People forget that as well. Yeah. My general experience, and people can say it has something to do with my race, and I don't know, but my general experience with police officers have been, if you show them respect, they show you respect. Now, in my younger years, I was an asshole. And the only altercation I ever really had with a police officer wasn't a real police officer. It was a SEPTA cop, which is like the transit police. I was waiting on an L platform for a girl. She was going to meet me on the L platform. And then I don't know what happened, but I was waiting there, and we had already paid to get on the L on the train. And we were waiting on the platform, and I don't know what was going on, but the SEPTA cop came over and was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm waiting for some friends. He's like, you didn't get on the train. I'm like, I know. My friends aren't here yet. I'm waiting for some friends. And he got mouthy with me. And then I was young and stupid. I got mouthy with him. I'm like, fuck you, pal. You're not even a real cop. That wasn't the right thing to do. And he threw me in a paddy wagon and took me to the fucking police district or something. And then I had to go to court, but I was underage, so they basically just let me off with a warning. I got cited for disorderly conduct. That was the only time well, there was one other time, but I don't want to get into that. One other time with real police. But that I'm mentioning that because, hey, I mouthed off to the guy. I was like, fuck you, pal. I didn't respect the authority that he had. I didn't think he was a real cop. And I said something stupid like, they don't like that. You can't tell a transit cop, fuck you, you're not a real cop. Get a real cop here. And then I'll listen to them, but I'm not listening to you. They have police authority on the transit authority property. So he was in the right. I was in the wrong. I was young and stupid. I was all punk rock and shit. I think I had purple hair at the time. And yeah, it didn't go well for me. They put me in the back of a paddy wagon, and then they did this weird thing where they were like purposely slamming on the brakes, so I would go flapping around, and I was in handcuffs and shit. It was kind of funny. I can laugh about it now. Jonasite says, last time I dealt with police, I said, yes, Officer Smith. No, Officer Smith. That's funny. Sixth Sense, this lumberjack started with me because I beat him in pool. The dude was massive. Yeah, I went for a ride. 3 people tackled that beast. Oh, yeah, some characters out in them woods. Yeah, you got to be careful out in the woods. I know that. If I change the avatar, it takes forever to see it reflected. If it was immediate, I would. No, it's okay. I was just busting your balls. Mario Heat. Transit terrorist. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad. Threw me right across the bar. He was like 4 times my size. I wasn't dealing with that beast. He later got kicked out because he tackled the bar owner the same way. Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. Okay, friends. Well, we're going to call our 2020 Philadelphia Riot Awards a show. I appreciate you all being here. This was something a little off the beaten track, but I thought a fun idea for a show. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Until next time, friends, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you.